Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome back to another sacred episode of the Light and Shadow podcast. I am so honored and deeply grateful that you've chosen to be here in this space where the unseen is honored, where healing is holy, and where your truth is safe. Whether you've been journeying with me for a while, or this is your very first time entering this temple of soul work, you are welcome here. Not as someone who needs fixing, but as someone who is ready to remember who they are. I'm your host, seer, Reiki master, life coach, and intuitive healer, and in this space, we remember what the world often teaches us to forget: that our healing is holy, that our body is not the enemy, that our energy tells the truth, and that feeling safe, truly safe, is not a luxury, but a birthright. Before we begin, please know this podcast is for educational and spiritual support only. It is not a substitute for professional mental health or medical care. In this space, I offer what I can: energetic medicine, intuitive guidance, Reiki-based wisdom, and the kind of soul nourishment we are rarely taught to seek. And if you ever feel called to go deeper through one-on-one sessions, Reiki healing, custom spell work, or intuitive coaching, you can find all my offering sessions and contact info in the description box below this episode. I also share daily rituals, energy guidance, and spiritual teachings on TikTok at Grey Ethereus. Now let's begin. Today, we're coming home to the body, to the base, to the root, at the place where survival meets spirituality, to the part of us that whispers, "You are safe, you belong here, you are held." We're talking about the Root Chakra, Muladhara, and how to reclaim your sense of safety in your body, especially if that safety was never modeled, offered, or protected. Because so many of us were taught how to think, how to perform, how to chase, but we were never taught how to feel safe in our own skin. The root chakra is the energetic foundation of your entire being. It governs your sense of safety, stability, belonging, and trust in life itself. Because no matter how far you've traveled on your path, if your foundation is shaking, everything else will wobble too. So today, we begin a sacred exploration of how to anchor back into your body, how to listen to its wisdom, and how to rebuild the feeling of "I am safe" from the inside out. Place your feet on the ground and let's root down. Let's remember. Take a deep breath and let's begin. What is the root chakra? The root chakra is your energetic foundation. It is the base of your being, the soil of your soul. Located at the very bottom of your spine. It is the first chakra in your energy system, and it governs your most primal needs: safety, survival, stability, and the right to exist. This is your connection to the earth, to your body, to the now. It is your anchor in the material world, your sacred "I am." When your root chakra is balanced, you feel grounded, present. Your body becomes a safe place to live in, not a battleground. You trust the timing of your life. You move through your day with steadiness, not urgency. There's a quiet, powerful knowing inside of you that whispers, "I am safe here. I belong. I am supported." But when your root chakra is wounded, when it's blocked, neglected, or imbalanced, it can feel like your very foundation is shaking, like nothing is certain, like you are always one step away from collapse. You might notice a chronic sense of fear, anxiety, or instability. Tension in the body, especially in the legs, hips, and lower back. Hypervigilance, constantly scanning for danger even when you're safe. Difficulty trusting others, and sometimes difficulty trusting yourself. A scarcity mindset, worrying about money, housing, food, or security. Feeling disconnected from your physical body, like you're floating or checked out. Restlessness, irritability, numbness, or feeling unrooted in life. And here's the sacred truth that many overlook. These symptoms rarely begin in adulthood. They are echoes of childhood, when your nervous system was still forming, when your body was still deciding what the world felt like. Maybe you grew up in chaos. Maybe the people you depended on weren't dependable. Maybe safety was conditional or non-existent. So your body, your root, internalized this. The world is not safe. I must stay on alert. I must tighten, shrink, survive. And now as an adult, even when safety is available, your root may still be operating from an old map. A map drawn in fear. But the beautiful thing about energy work, about healing, is that maps can be redrawn. Foundations can be restored. Safety can be reclaimed. And that's the journey we're walking together today. Not just to talk about the root chakra, but to come home to it, to your body, to this moment, to the sacred truth. You are safe, you are supported, and you belong. Why so many of us feel unsafe in our bodies? Let's speak truthfully for a moment. Let's speak tenderly. Because the reality is, many of us were not raised in safety. We were raised in survival. And those two things, though often confused, are not the same. Safety says you are allowed to be. You can rest here. You're not too much. Survival says stay small. Stay alert. Be quiet, or you'll trigger something. Don't relax. It's never really safe. And if you grew up in an environment where love came with conditions, where your feelings were dismissed or punished, where needs were met inconsistently or not at all, then your body learned to brace. Your root chakra learned to anticipate disappointment, to question every moment, to prepare for the rug to be pulled. And if you've ever lived in a body that was violated, shamed for its shape, color, gender, hunger, softness, desire, or difference, if your body was told it was too much, not enough, or inherently wrong, then at some point you may have disconnected from it. You may have floated above it, numbed it, ignored it, silenced its signals because it didn't feel like a safe place to be. But here's what I want you to know. That disconnection was never your fault. That was your body protecting you. That was your nervous system doing its sacred job to shield you from pain that was too much to process at the time. You did what you had to do to survive, and there is no shame in that. But now, beloved soul, you are no longer in that moment. Now you have tools, awareness, choice. Now you can begin the sacred return. You can come home to the body that carried you through it all. You can begin to whisper back to the places you once abandoned with the tenderness no one offered you before. You're safe with me now. I'm here. I'm listening. I'm not leaving. You don't have to armor up anymore. I see you. I love you. You're not a battlefield. You are a home. And slowly, breath by breath, that home becomes safe again. That truth begins to soften. That body, your sacred body, begins to trust you again. Let me share a sacred story with you, one I hold close in my heart. We'll call her Talia. Talia came to me with a heaviness she couldn't quite name. She described it as a constant buzzing beneath her skin, a feeling of being unsettled, no matter how still the room was. She had read all the books, listened to all the meditations, whispered affirmations into the mirror, and yet her body never exhaled. She said, "No matter what I do, I still feel like something bad is about to happen." Through our conversations, it became clear this wasn't just anxiety. It was a root wound, a sacred injury born long ago in the environment where her nervous system was first shaped. Talia grew up in a home where love was unpredictable. Some days were peaceful, other days explosive. And when you live in that kind of unpredictability as a child, your body learns something very specific. Don't relax. Stay alert. Stay small. It's safer this way. Even though she was now an adult, living in a calm apartment, surrounded by people who loved her, her body hadn't received the memo. It was still bracing, still preparing, still holding its breath. So we began, gently, slowly, tenderly. We didn't dive into deep spiritual theory. We started with her feet, with grounding rituals, with breath work that anchored her into the present moment, with Reiki sessions to clear the energetic residue of old panic and ancestral fear. But the most powerful shift happened when I gave her a simple phrase to repeat every morning. I am safe in my body. I am safe in my life. I am allowed to be here. The first time she said it, she cried, not because she believed it, but because part of her wanted to. Part of her had never heard those words. Over time, something remarkable began to happen. Her posture softened, her breath deepened. She stopped scanning every room. She started saying no to things that drained her without apology. She began making decisions not from urgency, but from rootedness. She began living, not just surviving. That's what Root Chakra healing does. It doesn't just quiet the mind, it anchors the soul. It doesn't just calm the breath, it returns you to the earth. It doesn't just regulate the nervous system, it helps you reclaim your right to exist. Because safety isn't just a condition, it is a frequency. And once your body learns it, it never forgets. To return to the body is an act of reclamation. To root yourself is not just physical, it is spiritual. It's how we come back to what is steady, to what is real, to what can hold us. Here are sacred embodied ways to begin healing your root chakra, to restore the safety you may have never been taught, but have always deserved. Grounding rituals. Sometimes healing doesn't begin with the mind, it begins with the soles of your feet. Go outside if you can. Place your bare foot on the earth. Let the soil, the grass, the stone beneath you remind you you are connected. Breathe deeply, not just into your chest, but into your belly, into the place where fear used to live. Visualize a deep red light spinning gently at the base of your spine. See it growing stronger, richer, warmer with every breath. Let it root you. Let it hold you. Speak this aloud like a prayer to your nervous system. I am grounded. I am rooted. I am safe. Words are seeds, and when spoken with intention, they grow roots in your energy fields. Repeat these slowly, especially upon walking. When your energy is most tender, it is safe to be in my body. I am held by the earth. My needs are valid and met. I trust life to support me. Let them become more than affirmations. Let them become truth that your body begins to believe. Your body is not a problem to fix. It's a presence to return to. Movement is one of the root chakra's sacred medicines. You don't need a gym or a routine. Just begin. Stretch. Walk slowly. Circle your hips. Sway to music that reminds you of your primal self. Come back into your hips, your thighs, your legs. Those are your roots. Ask yourself with love, not judgment. Where do I feel numb? Where do I need softness? Touch your own skin as if it belongs to someone sacred, because it does. It belongs to you. The root chakra as well loves the earth and the body. Feed it with grounding foods. Root vegetables like sweet potatoes, beets, carrots, warm soups and stews that remind you of comfort. Dark leafy greens to bring earth energy back into your blood. Drink herbal teas like ginger, dandelion. Eat slowly, with presence, with gratitude. Let your meals become rituals. And remember, the root craves consistency. So create rhythms your body can trust. Bedtimes, morning rituals, moments of quiet. Give yourself a life your nervous system can rely on. And lastly, create physical and energetic boundaries. Sometimes healing starts by clearing space. Clean your room. Delete the chaos. Unsubscribe from noise. Your root chakra needs a sense of order, a place to land, a sacred boundary to rest inside. Learn to say, no, that's not for me. Or yes, this is what I need. Set limits that protect your peace. Create containers, physical, emotional, energetic, that say, I am not available for what disturbs my roots. I choose safety. I choose peace. Healing the root chakra isn't just about grounding, it's about becoming unshakable. Not because life stops being uncertain, but because you have created a steady sanctuary inside of you. Let's drop into a short guided moment together, shall we? Find stillness. Close your eyes. Place one hand over your belly, the other over your heart. Breathe deeply in through your nose and exhale out the mouth. Visualize a deep red light glowing at the base of your spine. With every breath, let it grow stronger, wider, deeper, rooted into the earth below. Repeat after me slowly, either aloud or in your mind. I am safe in this body. I am rooted in this moment. The earth holds me. I am allowed to rest. I am allowed to receive. I am allowed to belong. Stay here for a moment longer. Let your breath guide you home. Here are some journal prompts to deepen your root work. Where in my life Do I still feel unsafe or grounded? What beliefs about safety did I inherit, and which ones no longer serves me? What daily practices help me feel rooted in my body? And what would it feel like to be fully at home within myself? Beautiful soul, your body is not just a vessel, it is a temple, a compass, a sacred archive of every moment you've survived, every breath you've taken, every intuition you've felt, every love you have given, even when it wasn't returned. And your root chakra, your foundation, is not just an energy center. It is your anchor, your ground, your reminder that you belong here, that the earth supports you, that you don't have to keep floating, reaching, performing to be held. Safety is not something we hustle for. It is something we rebuild slowly, breath by breath, ritual by ritual, moment by moment. So I invite you to keep coming back to the root, to the breath, to the body, to the now. And whisper to yourself often, I am safe, I am home, I belong to this moment. If this episode held you, soothed you, or helped you feel even a little more rooted, I'd be so honored if you liked, subscribed, and shared it with someone who might be walking the same path. And if you're ready to deepen your healing through Reiki, intuitive coaching, chakra work, or ritual support, my private sessions are open to those who feel called. You'll find the link to the booking, along with all the offerings, in the description box below. You can also follow me on TikTok at Grey Aetherius for daily spiritual insights, grounding practices, healing rituals, and soft reminders that you are never alone on this path. And next time on the Light and Shadow podcast, we'll be diving into a deeply revealing and much needed conversation. Why we attract emotionally unavailable people and what it's really teaching us. Because your patterns aren't punishments, they are invitations. Until then, remember, you are not fragile, you are sacred. You are not lost, you are returning. You are not broken, you are becoming. The magic is already within you. You are more powerful than you know. Until next time.